Good day, dear teacher. My name is Vanessa Victor. I'm going to talk about of my second lesson plan. And first, I'm going to explain how I will take my class. And first, I'm going to explain the class throughout this poster. And then the student had one exercise through these pictures. And finally, a student had the short evaluation at the end of the class. Okay, I'm going to explain step by step about of my second lesson plan. First, we have the information dates with the topic is present perfect and applied for a student of first vocabulary and designer, lesson designer for me, Vanessa Victor. And how first point we had the TOEFL objectives where we will be able to identify and follow the instructions about the topic present perfect, accurate and name the new vocabulary words, the present perfect, and also recognize the vocabulary words, the present perfect, and also construct their own paragraph or example or sentence with a correct way about the topic. Okay, in this objective is created for taking count about the force ability, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, but is necessary for all students for the moment practice in activities or or wherever activity, but the student put a practice and their skill for do activity or interactive to other students or speaking with the teacher. Then we have the methodology and didactics and strategies. That is the point number 3. Then where the methodology we had the communicative approach and audiolingual method. And communicative approach is when the teacher explains the topic and focus all the topic and detail explained for the students step by step. And audiolingual method because the teacher explains and the student listen and put to practice this method and these strategies. Strategies also because it's a way to the teach or the learning for in this around or or in this moment of the class. For example, do the activity pair word, group word, individual word. But in this point in this plan, I put the pair word because the students are going to do a worksheet together in pair, but is more comfortable for do one activity. And then we have the number 4, anticipatory set. When the teacher begins the introduction with the class, when the presentation with the paragraph and paragraph or poster, That is a summary way to explain with contained examples or sentences that the student understands. And also we had the number 5, the main teaching input, where the teacher explained step by step all activity that the executed all in the moment in the class. In the same form for fears, apply the one hour activity, the teacher time and interesting students phrase praise and with the present perfect. Then the teacher showed the structure, the present perfect, and also teacher give to student worksheet. A teacher go around the class checking for the activity, and the teacher and a student check the answers. Teacher monitoring the pronunciation. Teacher and students conclude with the short evaluation that I prepared for my students. And also we had the number 6 that is modeling. At the beginning the class explain structure. For example, we have the flashcard that they showed a contraction of the form, the present perfect, in and the have and has the contraction forms, but the students relate everyday events and also a student can apply the correct sentence. In the number 7, we had the guided practice, and when the student performs exercise to complete a sentence and apply with the conjugation studied, and for example, they're going to do the activity through this picture, and the student had to do the sentence, affirmative sentence for this picture. And also, we have the number 8, independent practice, when the student had the exercise, for example, is combination for the number 9 and number 10, that is assessment and closing review and follow up. The assessment, the students show the knowledge to learning for through the teaching explain for the topic, and a student practice individual for this activity. In closing review and follow-up that the student, the class concluded for this activity science, but the teacher at the end check for this activity for correct to all students, but for and finally refer the class again for the student learn more this topic. This is all for about explain for the second lesson plan, but I'm going to talk about of negative and positive aspect about this lesson plan. But in my opinion, is the positive aspect in this plan is the student can learn more easily through this material didactics, because a student had to enthusiasm to learn and also to enjoy to practice or enjoy to interact with the other students. And for example, in this way, the student listen for that you had this activity, you win a point. That in this form, the students had the enthusiasm to do this activity. And the negative aspect for this topic is the time. The time is only or just a 45 minutes, but this topic is a little complicated for the students, and it's necessary to have a lot of time, maybe 2 hours for the class for the student learn more prof, more 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 easily the class and more detailed the class for the practice at the end. In general, in conclusion, that this topic and also this plan is necessary to learn for students and also put the different didactic material for do and practice this topic. This is all for me, teacher. Thank you very much.